Everyone. In this video, we will be discussing about the processes in Dynamics CRM. We'll see what is process, what are the different types of processes we have in Dynamics, and I also tell you the difference between the plugin and the custom workflow. So let's proceed. What is process? Process is the components in the Dynamics CRM solution which enables to automate the simple or the complex business scenario. When you configure any process in Dynamics, you will be configuring the certain stages and steps, and each steps you will be doing some actions like creating the record, updating the record, sending the emails, and a lot more. Then what are different types of processes we have? We have four different types of process: business process flow, workflow, action, and dialogue. We'll see all those four different processes in details here. First of all, the business process flow. To configure the business process flow for a particular entity, we have to enable the checkbox for that entity in the entity definition. Once it is enabled, then that entity is ready to be configured for the business process flow. For that entity, when you configure the business process flow with the certain stages and steps, a ribbon on the top of that record will be displayed, and that ribbon will help to guide the users to complete the business process flow. So we have a few points we should know while configuring the business process flow. The business process flow can be controlled by the security roles. Like for entity, you can configure up to 10 different processes, and out of those processes, if you want to display the business process flow based on the security role of the user, the different business process flow, then you can configure that too. So that is why the business process flow is controlled by the security roles. And each process, when you have configured, it can have up to the 30 different stages, and each stage you will be doing some actions. Okay, and in these stages, when you are doing some actions, the mostly you will be interacting with the related entities of the particular entity where you are going to configure the business process flow. So those related entities, you can interact up to the 5 different types of entities there. And also you can make only one process as a default process, and that will be default loaded when you open the record of that. On the top of this record, one default business process will be displayed there. So these are the key points related to the business process flow. Now let's go to the another process, that is workflow. So workflow is also another powerful automated business process which enables to the complete the simple or complex business scenario with or without the interaction. I'm saying with or without interaction because you can trigger the workflow manually, or also if you want to workflow to be run in the background, you can do that. So that is why it is with or without interaction. So mostly when you configure the workflow, it will make this as a background. So it will run in the background, and the background it will be interacting with the multiple records. So how we can trigger the workflow? So we have 5 different trigger points where we can configure the workflow, and the trigger points are create, assign, field change, status change, and delete. So when you have set up the workflow, you will be selecting one entity there, and for that entity, these are the trigger points. So suppose when the record of that entity is created and you want to trigger the workflow, you can do. When that particular record is assigned from one user to the another user or the teams, and then you want to trigger the workflow, you can do. And if there is any field change of that record and then you want to trigger the workflow, then you can also do that. And also if the status of that record is changed, like a status from active to inactive, it is made, and then you want to trigger the workflow, that also you can do. And finally, when the record of that entity is deleted and then you want to call the workflow, that also you can do. So these are the trigger points for the workflow. Also, the workflow can be synchronous and asynchronous. When you have configured the workflow and you want immediately happens the result which you have configured into the workflow stages and steps, then you can make this workflow as synchronous. To make this workflow as asynchronous, you have to make this workflow to run in the background. And when it is asynchronous workflow, then it is controlled by the async queue manager, and it is created as a system job in the Dynamics. And using the system jobs, you can monitor the status of this workflow. And as I mentioned before, the workflow can be run on the demand. So that is another feature for the workflow. You can see if you want to call the workflow manually by selecting the record, then you can run that too. Another last point is a scope and a execute. So workflow has the scope. It has 4 different level of a scope: user label, business unit, parent child business unit, and the organization label. When you have set the scope as user label, the owner of the workflow that only can run this workflow. All the users, they cannot trigger this workflow. So when you have make the workflow scope level as business unit, the user, the means the owner of this workflow, if where it belongs to the particular business unit, then all the users of that business unit, they can trigger this workflow. And if you have set the scope as parent child business unit, then the owner of this workflow belongs to which business unit, and if it has any parent business unit, then all the users of the parent business unit and the particular business unit where the owner of this workflow belongs to, all those users can trigger this workflow. And if you have made the scope as organization level, then any user in the Dynamics in your organization, they can trigger this workflow. So mostly when you configure the workflow, you will make this as a organization level. However, if you want certain workflow for your own use, then you can make it as a user level. And also it has the execute feature. Means when you trigger this workflow, then if you want to run under the security privilege of the different user, so we have two way. One is the owner of this workflow, like the workflow is created, then it has some owner, right? Some user has been created it. So if you want to run this workflow under the security privilege of that owner of this workflow, then you can make this workflow to execute in the owner of the workflow. If not, then if you want to the login user, and under the login user privilege, if you want to run this workflow under the security privilege of that, that also you can make that. So we have two different execute here. So that is the points related to the workflow. Now let's go to the another point, action and the dialogue. So action is another powerful process in the Dynamics, and in the action usually you will configure the certain stages and steps, and if those stages and steps, if you want to call by the custom logic, and custom logic or custom code, I would say, like a plugin, JavaScript, workflow or API, those actions you can call here. So that is another beautiful feature of this workflow, actions you can say, because it will be called by the different way, not like the other processes we have, like dialogue, workflow and business process flow, because those will be the entity specific and we have the limited trigger points for that. But in case of action, we have the all the different way, like plugin, JavaScript, workflows, APIs, all those, a lot more trigger points we have to call this action. When you configure the any action in the Dynamics, those actions, the name of this action, it will be like the custom message for your plugin. Meaning is that when you have configured any action, and you can develop a plugin on that action name, and when the plugin is whatever the logic you have written inside the plugin, it will be doing your task, and when you call this action, your plugin will be executed. Let's take example. You configure one action here, and this action you are calling by the workflow, and you have registered the plugin on this action. So when your workflow will be running, and when the action is called, then your plugin code will be executed. So you can see how this is how powerful and much powerful process it is. So you can control the different way here, the action. Now we have the certain points related to the action. So actions, it will run always under the context of calling users. So like we don't have the feature of like impersonation here, and don't have feature like the initiating user. So it will be always works, it will always be called under the context of the calling user. The action will be executed at the scope level of organization level, means any user in your Dynamics CRM, they can call this action. And also in the action, when you configure, then you will have this input and output parameters. If you want to pass some parameters to the action, you can do. And when the action is performed its task, and you want to get the output from this action, you can get into the output parameters. And also when you configure the action, you can associate the action for this single entity. If not, you can make it as a global. The using of this global is that it is not specific to an entity. You can see other process like dialogue, workflow and the business process flow. We have to specify the entity, means on which entity it should be triggered or it is associated with. But in case of action, you can make this as an entity specific. If not, you can make it as a global. So these are the points related to the action. Now coming to the dialogue. So dialogue is semi-automated business process that when you start till it is completed, you have to manually interact with that. Meaning is that for the single record, you will start the dialogue. Once it is started, you have to give your inputs. Based on the input to what you have fed, you would have configured the steps, and it will be doing its task. So dialogue is always associated to the single record. Okay, and since you are manually interacting with the dialog process, so it is always a synchronous process. You don't have the dialog as a synchronous process. So these are the points related to the different types of process in Dynamics. Now let's go to the difference between the plugin and the custom workflow. So I have bring up here a few points, and this question, the difference between the plugin and the custom workflow, is very common in the interview. So I'll show you some difference here. So when you develop the plugin, you have to implement the iPlugin interface, but in case of custom workflow, you have to implement the abstract class of the code activity. Inside the code activity class, we have the abstract method as a execute, and that we have to override inside the our custom workflow class. But in case of plugin, we will have the execute as a vanity method in the plugin interface, and that we have to implement that method here inside the our plugin code. Now plugins will have the pre-events and the post-events stages. Like we in the pre-event we have the pre-validation, pre-operation, and for the post we have the post-operation. Meaning is that in the plugin we have the pipeline stages, but in case of custom workflow we don't have any pipeline stages. When you run the workflow, it will always run at the core operation, means at the stage number 30. In the plugin, we have the concept of image. We have the pre-image and post-image. We can use that. But in case of custom workflow, we don't have the concept of image. For the plugin, we don't have a scope here. Means when you configure the plugin, so it is means when you develop the plugins, it is nothing but the handler code for the events which are in the Dynamics. Events like create, update, delete, assign, those are the events in the Dynamics. For that events, you will be writing the handler code for that. But in the case of workflow, we don't have the so we don't have that one handler, but we have the trigger points. But also we have the scope of this workflow, like who are the users they can trigger this workflow. Like the if when you have make the scope as organization level, the any users of this organization they can trigger your workflow. If it is parent child, already I have discussed that in the details in the workflow section. Okay, now a plugin, we have the secure and unsecure configuration concept. Means when your plugin code is loaded into the memory, and in the constructor if you want to pass some constant string value, that you can pass using the secure and unsecure configuration. But in case of custom workflow we don't have, because for the custom workflow we are not going to register any step there. But in case of plugin we are going to register the step, right? There you have the feature to pass the secure and unsecure configuration. But in the case of custom workflow, we are not going to register the step in using the plugin registration tool, but we are going to create the stages and steps inside the workflow. So that is the difference. Now on the plugins, when you run the plugin, so we have the concept called the calling users and impersonation user. You can do that. But in the case of workflow, we know that we have only two way of calling the workflow. That is under the ownership of the workflow, who is the owner of the workflow, and also the user who is logged in and trying to perform action to call this workflow. So we have two. So we have the owner of this workflow and the user who initiates the workflow. And the last difference is in the plugin, in the Dynamics, we have a lot more messages. Like we have more than 100 messages where we can develop the plugin. And but in the case of workflow, we have the limited trigger points, and these are the 5 different trigger points: create, assign, status change, field change, and delete. So these are the quick difference between the plugin and the custom workflow. I hope these informations were good for you, and you have learned what is the process in Dynamics. And if you like my video, you let me know. And thank you for watching this video, guys.